Today we're going to make some eyeglass holders, and these are the ones I have for you guys. So we're going to include a plain one because sometimes you have like really interesting fabric you want to do something with. So there's going to be a plain embroidery pattern with this. This is the one that I'm going to demo right now, and it's a pumpkin because it's Halloween, so hey. And then it has this design on the back. And then there'll be included a little frog. And here's the back. Kind of, it was supposed to look like water or something. And this one is paws and bones. And the quilting is actually paws also, but you can't see it. So those 4 patterns, actually there'll be 5 because there'll be 2 plain ones, one with just stipple on it and then one with this kind of loopy pattern. Let's get started. I hope this is gonna work. So I have a 5x7 hoop, and that's the size you're gonna need. These eyeglass holders will hold glasses that are about this big, about reading size glasses. And it holds it kind of nice and tight so that they don't fall out. And so the supplies we're using for this, you're going to need some foam batting. So this is just, I think, soft and stable. And you're going to need 1 piece for the front, and the sizes are in the PDF in the patterns. So 1 for the front and 1 for the inside. This is super easy, guys, really easy. I'm going to be using some metallic thread, and I have this kind of variegated thread. I used like a green one on this one, but I'm going to try this variegated thread. So we're going to go ahead and start this, and the first thing we're going to do is just a placement line. And it's just going to tell me where I'm going to put my foam batting. All right, so we did a placement line, and then we're just going to lay our foam batting in here, or foam, whatever you want to call it, and then just stitch it down. You don't have to spray it or anything, just kind of hold it. Super easy. Okay, so after it stitches the batting down, or the foam, you want to take your hoop out and then take some little scissors and then just trim the foam. And you want to do this because it's going to make it easier to sew this together and to turn it out. And if you don't do that, then it kind of makes it bulky on the edges, and we don't want bulk. Okay, so just trim your batting, your foam. I don't know why I keep calling it batting. And stick it back in here. And then you're going to put down your front fabric and just kind of lay it down there. This is such a small project, you don't really need to spray it or tape it down. You can kind of just hold it. So I made this so it fits in this 5x7 hoop. Now, if you want eyeglass holder that's bigger, to fit sunglasses, or, some of our regular glasses are bigger, then we'll have to get a bigger hoop. All right, so it's finished tacking it down, so we're just going to start the quilting. The metallic thread I'm using, this is Superior Threads metallic thread, and I have a lot of different kinds of metallic thread, and this stuff works really well. I can use this stuff on my long arm, and it never has a problem. But I have some that are in just like small cones, the same kind of thread, and they don't work as good as when they're in the big cones. So the big cones work better than the small cones. And then you gotta, you know, put them on something that's sideways like this so that they unravel without twisting and turning. My husband made this for me. It's just a little, it used to be a thread spool stand, but now it's for my metallic thread. Variegated thread is actually looking really good. Yeah, kind of surprised. So this is kind of cheap thread that I bought on Amazon. I don't know what the manufacturer is, but I bought some metallic thread and then this variegated thread. The variegated thread works pretty good. The metallic, you know, metallic's kind of hard. You have to use a metallic needle when you're using metallic thread. And then you just need to be aware of how it's coming off. Like this one up here, it has to be horizontal, and this one is set vertical. I just want to show you what it looks like. So I think the variegated thread turned out really good. This was a design that, or it's called a motif because you have to make just one of these and then you have to make it repeat. This was really hard to figure out, and it took me a while, I don't know, maybe an hour or two to figure out how to do this. So I kind of drafted it up in AutoCAD and then trying to figure out how to make it repeat. It took me a long time. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and, so this is metallic thread, and I'm just gonna put it on like I normally do. And I don't think I have the metallic needle in here, but that's okay. And then I'm going to slow my machine down. So it's like stitching at 1,000 stitches per minute, and I'm going to slow it down to probably about 600. So we're actually done. Oh, we have one more step. So I just want to show you what it looks like. And I think the metallic thread looks really cute on the pumpkins. You guys can't probably see it. So what we're going to do now is just take our lining fabric and put it right side down and change our thread. So I'm going to stitch it together with a metallic thread. So let's see, I'll just use this one again. Okay, so I'm just going to hold it down and let it stitch. It's going to do like a triple stitch, so it's nice and secure. Okay, so we're all done. Okay, so I'm just going to take my project out of the hoop, and there's a little opening right here on the bottom. So it's just kind of like making a bag in the hoop. We just don't want to cut that, so we're just going to cut up, and then we're going to trim around it. So if you try using batting for this project, I mean, you can. It's just not going to be very stiff, and it's just going to be a little bit more flimsy. I think the foam works better. I've tried both. I like the foam better. Okay, so I just turned my little bag inside out, and what I would do next is I would just kind of glue this together temporarily, and then you're just going to fold it. Well, first you're going to measure down 1.5 inches, then you're going to top stitch all the way around to the 1.5 inch mark, and then after that you just fold it, and you want the rounded corners out, and then you're going to sew from the 1.5 inch mark, because you kind of want to have a little opening right here, and then just sew it closed, and that's it. I mean, how easy is that? Look at how good the variegated thread turned out. I think it looks really pretty. So here's one. So I did the top stitching, And then I just stitched about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. So you don't really even have to do anything with this opening right here. If you just kind of glue it down so it stays in place when you do your stitching to close the eyeglass holder, then it'll stay in place. Thanks for joining my live, guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks.